This is Richard Bowden. Well, we all got to start somewhere, and as a team, Dallas-Fort Worth's Q102 was where it all got started for the Bo and Jim show. That was not the plan for them or the management of KTXQ. See, Bo and Jim worked together in New Orleans at the legendary WRNO, and it was Jim who landed in Big D first. He talked the boss into bringing his buddy Bo on board for middays, but after their wake-up star was told to hit the bricks, Bo was pressed into service as the fill-in morning man. While it did not seem like a stroke of luck at the time, Jim's recent reassignment from nights to overnights allowed the duo to continue the laughs, and when that chemistry was evident on the air, the real Bo and Jim show was born. For 15 years, they dominated Metroplex rock ratings on the Q, along with memorable guests, headline-fetching antics, and an unforgettable cast of characters that included Professor B. Woogie, Burdette Ashton, Q-Bert, Beulah at the front desk, and Barbecue Bob Lukenbach and his three-legged dog Tripod, who likely moved millions of dollars of Doxadan laxatives off of store shelves due to one ongoing parody that was the probable cause for more than one traffic tie-up on the Central Expressway. Well, that all came to an end in 1997. But when one door closes, another opens, and across town, struggling KZPS was in need of one key thing they were never, ever able to recruit: a winning morning show. Bo and Jim changed all that, and after decades of mere existence, 92.5 FM finally became a player, and flourished they did for several years. There was, however, a time when the two had their beef with management. How could you not, when you openly refer to your higher-ups as mole neck and squinchy? But after a few years away, the iHeart-owned radio station determined that there were just two things they could not be without: ratings and revenue. So pride was swallowed, conversations were had, apologies were made, and Bo and Jim picked up their headphones once again. Now, on the newly branded Lone Star 92.5, the team enjoys even bigger ratings success, as does their entire station. And this year, they celebrate an impressive 36 years together in DFW radio. It is my pleasure to conclude the 2018 Texas Radio Hall of Fame induction celebration by introducing to you my good friends and our final two inductees, Bo Roberts and Jim White.
Well, thank you very much. It is truly an honor to be here at the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
I'm Jim White. His own microphone. What is this?
Well, I have longer tenure. This is my 50th year in broadcasting, and I feel like I'm a youngster with some of the great pioneers here that are here today. Thank you very much. I started in 1968, moved around to various cities around the country. Ended up in New Orleans in 1971, 72, was at various stations, was at WRNO, and that's where I met this guy here, Bo Roberts.
Well, actually, to be quite honest, he worked at the competing radio station. He worked at WNOE, and we were always, oh, that's the guy from over there, and that's the guy from over there. We met, actually, backstage at the Superdome during a Mardi Gras parade, watching a limousine and watching Chuck Berry get out of the limousine and walk on stage to play. I said, hi, I'm Bo.
Hey, I'm Jim.
Okay, yeah.
And we were loaded. We were so loaded. Chuck Berry was in his limousine, and we were standing by going, Chuck Berry, Chuck Berry, Chuck Berry. And Chuck Berry came on and did his 20-minute set.
Yeah. And then, of course, now, naturally, I was one of the nerdy kids that used to go to sleep with a transistor radio under his pillow, listening to the mighty level 90 KLIF and KFJZ. And yes, KAND, because Corsicana was where I was hatched as Sam and Nancy's boy. Then, yes, and I worked in Beaumont, too. And after we all got fired in New Orleans, imagine that. I got fired on the Monday, you got fired on the Wednesday. Friday, we had a party at my house. And by the time Saturday rolled around, it looked like Jonestown, Guyana. Because everybody just passed out and slept where they fell. But 82, we got back here. Been here ever since. We have to thank our bosses at iHeartMedia, course, Kelly Kibler, Don Davis, Patrick Davis.
And we have to thank the man that hired us in 1981, Clint Culp.
Clint Culp.
At Q102
Clint.
hired me. And then in 82, hired Bo to come in. And then we started doing the morning show. Actually, they told us that not to get really comfortable in that position because they were looking for the superstars.
We're not confident in you guys just yet.
And we said, well, F you, we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. And, of course, we got to thank Randy. Odale, Randy. There's Randy right there.
Randy, our producer for, 15 years now, Randy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Randy. And I have to thank my daughter, who's been with me ever since 1971.
Since her birth, yeah.
Every radio station, my son-in-law, who I love dearly, and all my friends who are here. And thank to Brenda Burt for inducting us and nominating us for the Hall of Fame.
And to Stuart McRae for being Barbecue Bob's daddy. Papa? My lovely wife, the love of my life, Deborah, my wife, and my kids, Clayton and Bailey, thank you. You're our people.
Thank you. Thank you to the radio gods for letting me do what I've always wanted to do. Thank you very much.